Beloved Creator, we acknowledge and call in this sacred energy at this time to thank you for our being here now and for our seeing and for our motivation to do that which is meaningful. We know this is a military operation running in the background, despite what most of the public believes to be occurring. The manipulation of the people is so obvious to us. We see how the general public gets worked up, emotional, reactionary about issues that defy their reasoning. Sadly, the greater public has been manipulated to such a point that they shortcut to believing a political pundit, a corporate news anchor, or a lawfare attorney to explain what is going on. Like using Cliff Notes. Little do they know the underpinnings and the truth of core issues and what entity or entities orchestrate such issues for their own control. We see this period of time as a battle between the good, innocent, and well-intentioned versus the abject evil that has eroded our nation, our minds, our children, virtually every aspect of our lives. Again, we are thankful for our seeing. We are thankful for the awakening of more souls to the depravity and vile evil of the darkness. Ogres they are, monsters who are selfish, self-absorbed, hateful, and intolerant. Part of the death cult that feeds on all that is good of your creation, but worse, who feed on us and our children. Ogres give nothing in return unless it is sold to us as benefiting us. We see the lies. More will soon, as the veil continues to be pulled back. What a miraculous time to be alive, to choose life in all its essence and beauty and abundance, to choose to connect and revere all that is magical and magnificent, divinity and the sublime divine. We are grateful for the tools given to address the corrupt and evil ogres who, no matter how they are packaged, are evil and ugly. Shrek will never be a hero or cute or likable, try as they might, for he is an ogre. Instead, we choose all that is pure, innocent, and sacred. We choose the promise of life itself. Let it be so, and so it is.
Hello, my name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. I have some notes I want to go over. One of them is a sign of a collapse of a system is when you cannot comply with your own rules and regulations and pass an audit. Now, that's what's going on with the Federal Reserve System and so forth in the deep state of Washington District of Columbia, their inability to pass an audit. So what we're doing now with the sheriffs is the same thing. Can the sheriffs pass an audit, not set up and established by the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, but their own established rules and regulations? ORS 206, DPSST, and your county's HR requirements, and a proper oath, the ability to bond, and attention to the laws of nature and nature's God. That's not hard. When you can't do that, the system that you're supporting cannot survive. You can't even trust yourselves and your other sheriffs. They can't comply with the simple rules to occupy the office. The office of sheriff is occupied by the sheriff, his first assistants, under sheriffs, chief deputies, and all his deputies, the jail staff, and the bailiff staff. That's office of sheriff. And it all has to be legit. If you've got a bad one in there, it's ruining the whole bunch. You got to self-correct and clean up. So, if you do not enable Article 1, Section 1 on Oregon, that's us. The Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly is Article 1, Section 1 on Oregon. And if you do not enable that, or its counterpart on another state, because eventually Oregon has to work with all the other states to clean up the United States of America and what's left of their 10-mile square. So you can reach Article 1, Section 1 in every state. And we did it on Oregon. Now, the Constitution, the proper Constitution is 1859. Anything after that, we're not sure of. But that one's pretty sure. Fresh, brand new, just authorized. Nobody's been able to do anything to corrupt it. That's a good one. So that has to be part of your oath. Then you have to look up standing. You have to have standing in the community. And you have to have status in the community. And both of those are in Black's law. And you have to have a social compact to make this happen. And that's in Black's law. But then when you look up in Bouvier 1856, what really defines the Constitution, they're not there. The word standing does not even appear, and status is completely different from what is identified in Black's law. Interesting what we're dealing with here. Many have never read the United States of America's with apostrophe S Constitution, or the unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America, or the Confederation and Perpetual Union's Articles, or your state's Constitution. Lots of people have never done that. I think lots of them are sheriffs and sheriff's deputies that took a solemn oath to uphold that and defend it, and they haven't got a clue of what they're talking about. But they come down strong against us, like when we went into Lynn County to read them a lawful document, and they get all bent out of shape, chesty, and not good, not good. Okay. When you have done the above and you've read all of that, and you're now ready to converse with those that have read it, many of you fake it till you make it. There's a bunch of us that I work with all the time, wonderful people, that have not read all of the documents. They're never going to read them. Just like a bunch of the deputies are going to take an oath and they're never going to read it. We cannot change people. Only they can. So, for those of you that fake it and never understand, a society obtains its authority from the government. An assembly authorizes the authority to the government. An example of that is the John Birch Society, a conservative organization, and it gets its authority from the United States of Washington District of Columbia, Inc. And in their website, they name us sovereign citizens. An oxymoron, but it's a society. It's not an assembly. When people assemble, they're doing business. That's the First Amendment of the United States of America's Constitution. And we assembled and formed a social compact. So now we come down to a constitutional Republican form of government. Is that your goal? Probably not. Let's say you're a deputy or a jailer or a sheriff. Your goals are getting through the shift, not getting hurt, not getting anybody else hurt, being able to aid and assist, and do the job so that when you go home to yours, you feel good about yourself and they feel good about you. That's what we need. We have to have it. I was on a phone call today with Sharon out of Ohio. I've known her since the private attorney general days. And it's simple. They have like 80 counties in Ohio and that many sheriffs. And she thinks there's the exact same problem on Ohio. I think it's systemic through the 3,000 sheriffs that we have. 36 of them on Oregon will occupy a proper office of sheriff. And we'll do this correct. Deputies will not be working for a corporation, and sheriffs will not be a business, nor will they incorporate or be incorporated. The sheriff takes an oath and honors it to us, all of us, and his deputies do the same. And we have to have that. We can no longer enable a system that will permit the Oregon State Police, in conjunction with the FBI, to do homicide on Robert Lavoy Finicum, again in any iteration. No more. And what you did will be accounted for. You don't get to do that. Our goal is a constitutional Republican form of government. Therefore, that's what we will have. That form of government was nationally seen among all of the several states on the 24th of December, 1860. We have not gotten back to original jurisdiction since then. It's been color of law, play pretend, all the way through the feds, and still is. Only Oregon has done ex parte Milligan and brought forth an Article 3, Amendment 7 Civilian Common Law Court of Record. Of the other 32 states, 6 of them, I'm told, are working on it. They have implemented ex parte Milligan, and they're doing an Article 3, Amendment 7. I haven't spoken to them, so I don't know for sure. But we did it on Oregon, and it's working. So, ex parte Milligan overcomes Executive Order 100. We haven't had a legitimate, lawful president since Buchanan. Lincoln never was, and nobody since, including Donald John Trump. He's a facsimile. Okay. So self-correct. That's what has to be done. You have to gain enough confidence and enough self-esteem that you can actually take the oath and keep it. No more bullshit. Whatever was, was. What is now. And you have to do right the first time once. Then you can keep doing it. I spoke with Anna about this. Interesting woman. Okay, then liars and false leaders, agent provocateurs, charlatans, controlled opposition. There's a bunch of them. In some form or another. When we were talking to Rocky at the Oregon National Guard Provost Marshal's office, actually it was out in the corridor. When we were talking to him, he said there's several assemblies around Oregon that all think they're, and I can't accept all of them. You only have to accept one, Rocky, the one that did the work. So Anna Destry, Bill Elwood, T. Rowe, Livingsway, R.D. Mitchell, David Keith, J.J. Wells, Kay Hine, and many others. If you are not prepared to do the work, then you may be a knowledgeable freeloader that is too busy doing important stuff. I know a bunch of them. They are frequently at the forefront with many followers. They are on the internet. They write books. They give interviews. They interview others. And they won't sponsor others that would do the work, actually do the work, when given the guidance, nor will they take the time to do the work themselves. I know an author, he's quite prolific, well known, and he listened to all we had to say, and he started an assembly, a Jural assembly in Tennessee, and he put forth some effort, and it failed. Takes more. We must do this ourselves. That includes the sheriff and all the deputies and everybody else. This bogus Article 7 amended has to go. We have to have judges that will actually do the work and have an oath to the proper constitutions and not be a party to the Oregon State, how is it? Boy, the word won't come. A word I use daily and it just refuses to appear in the brain. Oh, well. Nope, won't come. JDs and Esquires come. Too bad. We must do it ourselves. If your mindset is that of a U.S. citizen, such as in the military, and you need somebody to tell you what to do, and you need to be able to tell others to do what they need to do so you can function, and you're in the military, or you're a mail carrier for the post office, or you have another government function that makes you a U.S. citizen, if you're not one of those, stop volunteering to be in that jurisdiction. or if you're a lazy man or woman on the land and soil and you need a ruler, or you need somebody to tell you what to do. No one can do it for you. No one can take the oath to be a proper sheriff but you. You're the only one that can do that. And all your deputies have to be the same. And if you're a member of the thin blue line that wants to protect those in the thin blue line that you people permit to do what they do, that has to cease. We must be able to accept your word and your oath. And we're not capable of doing it now. And that's not our fault. That's your fault. So we know from COVID, we know from the chemtrails, we know from the analysis of what's going on, we know from looking at our blood with dark scan microscopes, we know that they are killing us and incarcerating us. And if you're a sheriff or a deputy sheriff, you're part of the us that has come in contact with the vaccine that kills people. You know what I'm talking about. You've come in contact with all of this stuff. Like a friend of mine, ex-Marine, then a metropolitan cop. He said, Ron, I've taken so many shots I don't even care. And he didn't. And he took it. However many, I don't know. But this year, 2025, according to the experts, is the year of the die-off. I lost a daughter. She took the shot and she got blood clots, and they operated on her leg and they took out the clots and ruined her leg, and then she had a heart attack and died, allegedly. But I'm out a daughter, so that part's true. So we associated ourselves into an assembly, which is a social compact, which is the provisional government on Oregon, the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, Article 1, Section 1. I'll read it for you, Cynthia. We declare that all men, when they form a social compact, are equal in right, that all power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness, and they have at all times a right to alter, reform, or abolish the government in such manner as they may think proper. And I yield.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. David. I'm here to present a document to the sheriff. Where are our sheriffs? Our Article 3, Amendment 7, Civilian Common Law Court of Record has made numerous visits and relentless communications to our county sheriffs on Oregon. Why? Because our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach. It is our county sheriffs that should be there to assist seniors, to prevent their eviction from their home and all they possess. It should be our county sheriffs who protect and defend the people from a corrupt system, rather than ticketing them or supporting the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts. Our sheriffs seem to be avoiding any engagement with us, the people, reaching out for a conversation about their refusal to see us. Contact requests are met with cricket sounds. Where are our sheriffs? It is significant that they take a proper oath to the Constitution, circa 1859, with its original jurisdiction. That is, to the people, rather than to a corporation, to our Creator, that is, with God included. Such a dejuration, an oath, is needed for there to be a remedy in our system of governance. Let's get this ball rolling. It just takes one of you to make a difference, to get it started, to assist in awakening your colleagues in sheriffdom. Let it be so. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric Dover with the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, and I have some messages for the Oregon sheriffs. Where are sheriffs? Our Article 3, Amendment 7 Civilian Common Law Court of Record has made numerous visits and relentless communications to our county sheriffs on Oregon. Why? Because our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach. It is our county sheriffs that should be there to assist seniors to prevent their eviction from their home and all they possess. It should be our county sheriffs who protect and defend the people from a corrupt court system, rather than ticketing them or supporting the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts. Our sheriffs seem to be avoiding any engagement with us, the people reaching out for a conversation about their refusal to see us. Contact requests are met with cricket sounds. Where are our sheriffs? It is significant that they take a proper oath to the Constitution, circa 1859, with its original jurisdiction, that is, to the people rather than to a corporation, to our Creator, that is, with God included. Such a dejuration, an oath, is needed for there to be remedy in our system of governance. Let's get this ball rolling. It just takes one of you to make a difference, to get it started, to assist in awakening your colleagues in sheriffdom. Let it be so.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying, and then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up.
And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, to shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, shot him 3 more times.